Daf Lamed Tet Amud Aleph, 22 lines from the bottom, from the top. We said the Braita had mentioned that Bekulan Shamin Lahem Karis. In all cases, if you enter someone else's property, you get treated as a sharecropper, like a partner. You get a piece of the profits. So the Gemara asks, Bekulan Latuyim, when it says everybody, all cases, what is that including? Latuya Hadam Rahman Shmuel includes the following. Shavui Shinishbav, someone was taken captive. Moridin Kerodan Chazav, the Betin appoints a relative to manage the property. That if you left it on purpose, and you don't appoint anybody. Rahman himself said, however, if the guy's a fugitive, he ran away, it's like the same thing as a guy who's a captive who got captured. That's what it's including in case of a fugitive. If you're watching his stuff, is laying you like a sharecropper, like a partner. Why is he running away from? If he's a fugitive because of taxes, that's the same thing as abandoning something that you're willingly abandoning. Must be talking about a case you're a fugitive because of murder, from the government, or they just capital punishment. Someone's taken captive, left standing grain ready to be eaten, ready to be harvested. I mean, the team themselves, grapes, dates are also ready to be harvested. Betin first enters. They hire administrator. He harvests all the ready stuff. Then the relative takes over to the property and takes care of the new stuff. But so how come they don't just hire the administrator from the begin with to harvest to begin with? We don't hire an administrator for adults. Meaning, people are taking care of things that are either tanim or items. So over here, we needed to take care of the harvesting, and that's it. If it was a young kid, a minor, then the apotrapos would handle it all. But we don't hire an apotrapos heke for all these type of things. Marav huna en moridin katan nechse shavuy, but then does not hire a katan to manage a captive's property. Now that don't hire a relative for a minor's property. Also, you don't hold a relative to manage a property. What's going on? In moridin katan nechse shavuy, you don't hold a betin. Betin does not hire a katan to take care of a property because he might mess it up because he doesn't know what he's doing. You don't hire a relative to manage the property. Is referring to when Betin's hiring the maternal brother, right? So they share a mother because there's a slight chance of inheritance involved. They don't want it to get mixed. You don't hire a relative for the Katan's property, because the child doesn't know how to protest a claim that the guy is trying to steal it. The guy might try to make a hazakah. So we see from here, we see from Ravuna, you cannot make a hazakah on Katan's property, even if he becomes an adult. I feel a big deal. So let's say the guy's 12 years old and you're trying to make a hazakah, and the guy turns, so you need a hazakah 3 years. So when the kid's 14, you can't say, oh, I did 3 years, because you can't start while the kid's a minor. You only said that you can't make a relative for a Katan property is Ba'achia Abba, is referring to the brothers from the father. But brothers from the mother, you can't do that because Letlan Ba, there's no problem because there's no inheritance being shared. Even in the case of the brothers from the father, is referring to that you can't do that only by fields, right? Because fields can't be tracked by everybody. But if it's county houses, Letlan Ba, you can hire people, even the brothers of the same father, because that will be tracked easily. And in the case of the land, there has to be said that you can't do it only if there's no will and deed written out. There is a document for that. There's a will, then there's no problem. No one can steal anything. But in truth, the halacha is not any of those that we just said. Make them what type of brother they are. Fields or houses. There's a will or not. We don't hire a relative for the Katan's property. There's an old woman. Had 3 daughters. One of the daughters and her, the grandma, the old lady, were captured. The other 2 daughters, one of them died, so she's out of picture. And the and she had a baby boy as one of her children. So Amar by Abai says, Hechinah, what do we do with the property of the old lady? Should we put it in the third sister? Right? So that's the old sister with no kids. The Mashiach said that maybe the old lady died. In Marin Katan, therefore the who's inheriting it, the minor son of the mother of the lady of the girl of the daughter who died. And we can't hire a relative for a Katan's property. Like let's say the Yad and Yukash, we instead maybe put half the property in the hands of the young kid and the half of the other sister. Maybe the lady not dead, the grandma. And the Betin can't put a Katan in charge of property. So therefore what we got to do is half the property goes to the single uncaptured sister. The other half, we put an administrator and he managed it for the boy. Rav is the answer. Once you hire administrator for the boy, you can hire for one for the other half as well. So in the end, what happened was after the old lady had already died. But we don't know what happened to that third daughter. But yeah, one third goes to the uncaptured sister because she's definitely getting that from inheritance. The 33% goes to the young boy because he also gets that from his mother. The last 33%, you give 1/6 to the other sister. Other 6 to the child. We also hire a manager for the child. Rav Amar says, once you hire the administrator for the 1/6 leftover, you hire an administrator for the other 6, right? So that last 33% gets split in half to the other two people until we figure out what's going on with that sister. Only machlok it is whether or not you hire an apotropos. Rav will say yes. Mari bar Isaac. Had this case in Bakamat. A brother came to Mari bar Isaac from Behozai. Amarle, he says to him, "Plugili, give me half of our property. I'm your brother." Amarle, I don't know who you are. I said, like, he said, Amarle, he told him, "Shapir Kamalach." He's true. As we know. Be'akir Yosef et achav v'hem lo hikiruhu. And which is below we say that it can happen that a brother can leave, a younger brother can leave and come back, and you won't be recognizable because he came back with a beard and the brothers didn't recognize him. So Mari did not recognize his brother. And Malera told the brother, "Go bring witnesses that you're the brother of Mari, and then I'll give you the part of the inheritance." Amarle, the brother said, "No, I have witnesses of they're scared of Mari, the Gabra Alima, who is powerful." Amarle, the told Mari, Zil Anta says that you bring witnesses. That he's not your brother. Mari says that's not fair. He's trying to take money from me. He brings the proof. Marley says it's true. But this is how I'm judging you. Only powerful friends. Meaning, if it's because of you, people are afraid to come forward, I'm going to force the burden on you. Amari says to Chisda, okay, after maybe if I'm bringing witnesses that he's not my brother, they're going to lie because they're scared of me also. So what's the difference? People are not going to lie falsely. They might be silent because of your fear of you, but they're not going to swear falsely, testify falsely. And actually what happened was, after who the witnesses testified that he was his brother. The brother told him, Mari should also give me half because this is a boosting all the vineyards and orchards that he planted and took care of all this time that he was harvesting. He's got a point. The time Mishnah says, a man died and left adult children and minor children, and the adult children improve the properties of the inheritance. Whatever they improved gets split in half. Also, Rabban says that you split the profits. Says 1 second, it's not fair. That's referring to the case where the adults knew that there was minors who will share it. And since even though they knew they were going to have to split it, they waived their rights and still worked it. Mario over here didn't know about it. That he'll end up having to forfeit part of it. The other matter was going back and forth. They were arguing about it. And then Ami told the students, we see another reason not to pay. Because we say Amru Shamin Lahin Karis in the case of this captive we've been talking about, we consider them like a sharecropper, like a partner. Now, in that case of Mari, he improves his own land. We should definitely at least give him part of the property. Meaning, in the case of the captive, where you're doing the guy a favor and taking care of his land, you're considered a partner, and you're getting a piece. So over here, where the guy's working his own land and he has to forfeit some of it, he should get a partnership, like a sharecropper. The committed of his they answered is Rav Chisda's answer. He said, Midami, it's not comparable. In the case of the captive, he gets a sharecropper's fee because he went with Betin's permission. Here, he didn't do any permission. Oh, additionally, he was a katan when that took place. The brother was a katan. Betim didn't cut katan, and Mari had no business improving something that did not belong to that belonged to a katan, and therefore his occupation was not allowed to do in the first place. Rami says, Ami, and he said, you never told me he's a katan. And he agrees. He's like, okay, if he was a katan, then true. He has to split it because Amari had no business doing it. New Mishnah. Hamafkid perot etel chavro, someone leaves fruit by his friend. Arezi yotzi los hasranot, he may deduct the expected losses that will come with that time kept away. So different types of fruits and vegetables and items that certain amount of time we deduct a certain amount. The Haytim al-Orez regarding wheat and millet. Tish'ah hasa'el kabin lakor. 9 half calves are removed from a core, which is a core is 180 calves. Therefore, 9 half calves or 4.5 calves is 2.5%. So if you're watching this guy's wheat, you remove 2.5% per year of like shrinkage, as they call it. This orin ludahan regarding barley and panil, as they call it. Tish'ah kabin lakor, 9 calves, which is 5%, double. The kusmin nuzah pishtan regarding spelt and flax, shalosh se'in lekor, 3 se'ah are deducted per cord, which is 10%. Yeah, I guess much more spelt spoils. Hakol fi hamidah v'hakol fi lizman. Then it says in all the situations, it's according to the size and how much it was and how long it was in storage. One second. Why would the mouse care how much is there? They eat. Where there's a lot of produce, small amount of produce to the shomer, given to the shomer. Ela must be you only deduct for only one core, even if it's more than a core. So what is he saying? He's saying, oh, we said earlier, depends how much stuff is there. That's how much we have to assume to deduct. So the Rabbi Noachim ben Nuri said, what are you talking about? They're afraid about mice eating it and not your shrinkage. Who cares how much fruit there is? Rather, there's a set amount no matter what. Rabbi Marita says a different opinion. In my time, there's a lot of fruit left there to watch. You don't deduct because it actually expands, right? If it's left over over a dry season and you return in rainy season, the moisture gets absorbed and the losses is counteracted by the expansion and the swelling of the volume because of the wet season. Okay, Gemara says, Ores tuba hasar. Why only 2.5% by the ores? It decreases much more. But ores kaluf shanu is referring to peeled ores, which doesn't spoil or lose as much as unpeeled. The kusmin zera pishtan regarding to spelt and flax shlosh in lekor 3 se'ah per core. Zera pishtan be'evolin shanu. This is referring to flaxseed still in the shells. Tanya Namachi also says the kusmin nozal pishtan be'evolin is referring to in the shells. The orders she'eno kaluf and unpeeled millet as well. Shloshas in lekor. That's when it is 3 per year. Hakol fi amidah. The Mishnah says that everything is according to the size and the amount. Tana the Brisa says then korlu v'kor. Same amounts for each and every core given. These amounts, the 2.5, 5, and 10%, goes by core per core. If it's 2 core, you're doing double the amount, and also per year that you have it, you deduct that much. Marbi says, who cares how much there is, how much there isn't, more or less. The animals and the mice will deduct regardless how much they eat. Tanya Brita says, they told Rabbi Yochanan, a lot of the fruits is ruined by spoilage. A lot of it gets scattered by wind, and therefore, if there's more stuff there, more gets damaged. Tana the rest says, when do we say that you only paying back a set amount when this guy's stuff gets mixed up with the shomer stuff? All right, that's why we're deducting a set amount. But if he put it inside in a special corner, separate building, for example, he could just tell the guy, this is what you gave me, whatever's left over is yours. So what's the difference? He mixed it up. Let's see how much he had of his own, and then deduct how much is the other guy's. Mr. Pima, he's always referring to where he was using his own stuff as well. So therefore, we have to figure out the math. But that's like how much did he take for himself? Then deduct it. Where I says no, we don't know how much he took for himself. That's why we have to have this formula of deducting a certain amount per time. Amen.